And welcome to a Gaming Stooges top games list. This one's our top games ever. Oh boy.
Yep, noticed. I didn't mention it. 500th video.
Yes.
That is
our
a
milestone.
Yay.
But yeah,
give or take 80 videos.
We figured for our 500th video that we would do this special, top games list.
What are we gonna do? What are we going to do when we get to 1,000? Do our special top best games?
Look at how many subscribers we don't have.
Our top, yeah, we'll do our top 10 waifus.
You know what?
Landon suggested it.
You know what? Let's hold. I'm going to hold you to that. That actually sounds really interesting.
Wait, this isn't the top 10 waifus the list?
I'm sorry, Landon, this isn't.
You're going to have to
I'm not prepared for this.
Well, too bad.
Okay, all right.
Just pretend like
try my best.
Alright, so just like our top games of 2013, just like our top games of 2013 list, we're going to be going in a circle, but rather than last time where we had our honorable mentions at the end, we're going to start them at the beginning, and it's going to go in the same order. It's going to go Jack, me, Justin, Landon. So Jack,
there's four of us.
Oh wait, there's four of us.
Square.
Oh wait, there's more. Okay, it's gonna go to square. Okay.
Yeah.
It can go to square.
Well, why did you?
Four of us. You said we're going in a circle, but we're going in a square. Think about it.
People can. Four. God damn it! Come on, Landon. You're in Calc 4. You know that 4 points on a plane can also mean a circle.
All right.
It could, but it also means shut the fuck up.
Starting with honorable mentions. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh boy, I'm put on the spot and I don't know what to say. Oh well. Should I go in ascending or descending order from like
either
15 to 11?
Either way.
All right.
You have them listed in an order?
No, they're not actually in an order, but I'm going to kind of make an order right now because fuck, why not? Okay, so honorable mentions. Just kind of jumping right into it, going like super quick. I don't know, it's just kind of weird that we started this way, but whatever. Honorable mentions. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. When I said my favorite PS3 game ever in our top games of 2013 list was The Last of Us, I lied. The Last of Us isn't going to be on my list, and Uncharted 2 is my favorite PS3 game, so yay. Anyway, Uncharted 2 is... It's a really fun game. It's like third-person parkour, blah, 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 shoot people. It's really campy, really fun. Just fun times. The Final Fantasy VI for the whatever console it's on. It's on
Super Nintendo.
A lot of consoles. I know it's on the Super Nintendo, but whatever console. Like, it's also on the GBA.
Game Boy. Okay, yeah, Game Boy Advance.
Okay, Final Fantasy VI is... spoilers, my favorite Final Fantasy, so there's not going to be any other Final Fantasies on this list.
There will be on mine.
There's something I should mention. There's a sort of rule that we're doing. It's not required, but it's kind of recommended. It was kind of like recommended that we had only include one game per franchise.
Unless it's a side series.
Unless it's a side series, yes. So yeah, Final Fantasy VI. I really love the characters, the story. It's like there's like so many main characters, and all of them are really memorable. And it's classic Final Fantasy. Can't go wrong. Ace Attorney: Trials and Tribulations. Really big fan of the Ace Attorney series, and this is just happens to be the one that I like the most in the series. It's, I can't give words. I don't know. I just find that the cases are like all around the most interesting in this game in particular. I think I can't really say the dialogue is the best. The dialogue is really good in all the games. But it's Ace Attorney, so yay. Mega Man X, that game that I LP'd. What the hell was that?
That was just my disappointment that it wasn't in your top 10.
It was close, but no, Mega Man X, best Mega Man games. If you want to know why I love it so much, go watch the LP. And then the game that came closest to being the top 10, the best game in the series, Landon, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
Oh God.
Hey, go fuck yourself. Thousand-Year Door.
Oh, my heart. No, hold up. Not related to that in any way, shape, or form, but...
Okay.
Okay, you can continue now.
Hold on, Iso.
Thousand-Year Door is my favorite Paper Mario game.
Okay.
Okay. I think the characters are the best in this game. I think like the dialogue is in the story are the best in this game. I love the combat. You know, it's just I love the chapters have like really interesting settings, and it's fun times. Cloud.
All right, so my honorable mentions. I'm gonna say one thing is that one of my honorable mentions is in the same series as a game that is on the top 10 list, but I figured it's an honorable mention, so whatever. But going in ascending order from 15 to 11, because I might as well just do the same thing. Pokemon Red Blue. It started off my whole childhood of being obsessed with Pokemon. I love it. It's even with all the glitches, like even with all its faults, it's just nostalgic, and I just love everything about it. Just great series. It started off with a great game. Kingdom Hearts 2. I love the battle system. I think I talked about this in the I don't know if the IGN video top 100 PS2 games video.
It'll probably be up by this point.
All right, by this point. So if anybody hasn't heard my opinions on that, it's somewhere in that 2-hour-long video. Yeah. But Kingdom Hearts 2, I love the story behind it. It had depth without being too overly complicated. It was the last Kingdom Hearts game before it got out of hand.
Yeah.
And I love the battle system. I love the gummy ships upgrades that were made from this first game. Just everything about it I love. Xenosaga Episode 1, The Worlds Are Mocked. I really like sci-fi settings that try not to take themselves too seriously. And Xenosaga is really serious, but there's like lighthearted moments scattered throughout the game. And I really like the battle system because it's really unique. You press different buttons in order to access different attacks. It's just really cool. And obviously you can pilot a mech, which is definitely cool. And that with the anime style graphics is just, and the over-the-top cutscenes, just for its time, really phenomenal game. Kirby's Epic Yarn, my favorite Kirby game, 2D platformer on the Wii, incredibly cute, good graphical style, great music. I love the music. I like the different aspects that make it unique for a Kirby game because there's certain things that are different about it than the rest of the series. I like that you can have co-op multiplayer in it. And I think my favorite part is probably just the fact that it's so goddamn cute. And my number 11, just barely not making the top 10, is going to have to be Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. Amazing Ratchet & Clank game. Great weapon diversity. Tons and tons of hours of playability, trying out all the different weapons and restarting and trying to get 100% completion. This is one of the only games on the PS2 I remember going for 100% completion. Really great game. I like how the plot goes, and I love Dr. Nefarious, one of my favorite villains ever. I think that wraps up my honorable mentions. Justin, I don't think you said you don't have any, right?
Yeah, I was put on the spot.
All right, so we're going to skip over you, and we're going to go to Landon if you have any honorable mentions.
Mario Kart Double Dash, Sonic R,
okay,
Fire Emblem Awakening,
wait, Sonic R,
Pokemon
really?
XD, Gales of Darkness, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explosion Time.
All right.
And that was quick.
Hey, he doesn't have to
no
explain.
order,
He doesn't have to explain if he doesn't want to.
Just throw him on a wall.
So our top 10. Drum roll starting, Jack, number 10.
Don't do
I
that.
don't think it's worth it. Yeah, that was loud. It's not really worth a drum roll because we're only like 10 minutes into what's going to be probably an hour and a half long video. Probably even longer.
It'll be longer.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Hey, shut up. You're right, but shut up. Okay, my number 10 is Resident Evil 4 for GameCube, PS2, Wii, whatever the fuck.
Whatever the
Wii
fuck.
version's the best. But, you know, it's Resident Evil, it's just, I think, like, this is definitely, I'm not sure where to start with this game. It's really fun, you know, it's like a much more refined version of, like, the classic Resident Evil games, although some people weren't too keen on it. Those people are nostalgia whores that were just like, my top-down camera, my load times and all that.
Pixelated models.
Yeah. And although I don't blame them for complaining that it kind of, like, goes away from the whole survival horror aspect, and it's not really as bad here, but this is definitely the point when Resident Evil started to become more of an action-oriented series rather than a survival horror series. But not that I really mind at all, because it's still really fun, and it's just...
It's campy.
I mean, like, yeah, it's super campy. Like, the story is fucking ridiculous. And that's not why you play a Resident Evil game, so... Yeah.
Alright, so my number 10 is going to go to Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation 1. It is one of the first strategy RPGs I've played out of a pretty good amount at this point, and still one of my favorites. I love just huge diversity of, like, classes that you can pick from, that you can customize them all bunch of different ways, since you can equip them with different abilities from other classes. So you can make it so no two units are alike, and you have all these different options available to you. The story is probably my only complaint, where it starts kind of slow because you have to build your characters up into what you want them to be. So it's not really the story, it's the characters trying to build them in. But the story gets really deep and really interesting too, because it has a lot of political intrigue without too many actual plot holes, which is, I thought, was really well done. Really well written story. Probably one of the best written stories, in my opinion, in all of Final Fantasy. I like the music. The music is beautiful. It's not even composed by, like, your typical, like, noteworthy Final Fantasy musical artists, but the ones that which is interesting.
Hold on, you mean all of Nobuo Uematsu?
Yasunori Mitsuda, who,
okay, yeah.
Like, stuff like that. Like, you have, like, I don't even remember who was the people who behind Final Fantasy Tactics music, but it's beautiful.
To Wikipedia!
Away!
And I really like the characters. The characters are memorable. Like, there's a lot of characters that I remember from the game. Ramza Delita. There was Gifgari. Oh, Gifgari was a bitch. I hated him. Agrius was one of my favorite characters. Just a bunch of those things. And it's really cool how they have a lot of bonus stuff that you can dive into. Like, you can just spend hours on this game. And the PSP remake, I'm just kind of throw this. It's technically, like, the same game. So, like, I want to just mention that there's a lot of upgrades in the PSP remake, which makes Final Fantasy Tactics that much better. Like, extra classes and extra unit spaces so you can use more people and stuff like that. I guess it also helps that there's, like, bonus characters that you can unlock, like Cloud Strife. But that's a story for another day. But Final Fantasy Tactics, really good game.
Hitoshi Sakimoto.
Ah, okay, yeah, I haven't heard of him.
He did, like, Valkyria Chronicles and stuff like that.
Oh, boy. See, that might be part of the reason why Justin likes Final Fantasy Tactics.
He also did Odin Sphere and the Denpa Men.
Speaking of Justin, it's your turn to give us your number 10.
What do I do? Oh, okay. My number 10 is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This is probably the only time a fighting game is ever going to be on this list. This is probably the only fighting game that not only have I actually had any skill with, but that was actually really entertaining. Plus, it helps that it was probably based on one of my favorite animes at the time when I was young.
One of.
Well, yeah, I also liked Inuyasha when I was little.
Oh.
What do you call it? I think the fighting is vastly improved over Tenkaichi 2, especially Tenkaichi, which I think has not the worst. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's kind of awkward.
Simplistic.
Yeah, it's a little bit too simplistic. It has, all the things a fighter should have. You got cancels, you got like counterattacks, you got like counter blocking, which is where you kind of like block them and stun lock them, which you can instantly hit them afterwards. Plus, it's got all the DBZ charm, teleporting, giant energy attacks, massive amounts of explosions. And I just liked it. It was probably the only fighting game I've ever played where I could keep a fast-paced flow with combos without actually getting interrupted anywhere in them, like I tend to do. But yeah, it's a fun series. I've unlocked every single character and every single unlockable, so yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Landon, number 10.
Pikmin 2.
Say words about it, Landon.
Words about it, Landon.
Come on, you did this for the top 10 games of 2013.
It's a fun game. It's for the GameCube. This is a Wii remake of it. And you get two captains. You're searching for money. There's new Pikmin. There's captains.
Pikmin 2 to search for more money.
Yeah, Pikmin 2, number 10.
Okay.
All right, I'll try not to pressure you, but I hope you'll have more to say as you go through your list.
Maybe. No hopes.
All right. Jack, number 9.
Oh boy. Okay, so this one. Okay, whatever. I'll just say it. My number 9 is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. This one was probably the hardest part of my list to make, choosing between Melee and Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, why? Why do I have to do this? Because if I could include more than one game per series, they would literally be right next to each other. Like, I'm not sure which one I would like more, but, whatever.
Would they have knocked Resident Evil 4 off the list?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I love I was going to choose Melee because I love the physics. I love, the really fast-paced action, and it's just, a really fun time. I play it competitively, by the way, and I'm not too good, but, I practice. Brawl, unlike Melee, I don't play competitively, mostly because characters like Meta Knight just make me not too fond of the game's competitive scene. Oh yeah, and tripping. Tripping can go fuck itself. But yeah, I chose Brawl just because I just thought, which one do I have more fun with? And I thought I definitely have, despite me probably having more hours in Melee, I definitely have more fun with Brawl. I love the cast of characters. The stages are great. The new items implemented are really fun to use in before casual. But, it's just really, really fun time with friends. I actually, unlike a lot of people, I actually really enjoyed the Subspace Emissary. Well, I wouldn't say really enjoyed it, but I just, it's kind of semi-nostalgic just because it's been 6 years since it came out. It's my favorite fighting game, although not to play competitively. I'll say that. So, Cloud.
My number 9 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Genesis. My favorite Sonic game, personally. It is the one I played the most as a kid when I was younger, up until I became an adult and started playing.
Hold on. Sorry. You said when I was a kid, when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that. But yeah, until I was older, mostly adult age, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was my favorite game to turn to play all the time, every time, and it's still my favorite Sonic game. I love all the zones are just so memorable to me. Plus the music is great. The style is just it helped develop the tude, if you will, that Sonic would have as a series over, like, say, Mario or Donkey Kong, or, like, its style had, like, a certain attitude, and Sonic 2 really helped exemplify that. The spin dash feature is, like, a godsend. As much as I like the first Sonic the Hedgehog, I love the spin dash so goddamn much, and I'm so glad that they gave us that. Special stages were really neat. Chaos Emeralds becoming Supersonic is always a great way to break the game and have a little bit of fun with that. Just a lot of memorable moments in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that sculpted my childhood when it came to platforming games. So I have to give Sonic the Hedgehog 2 its due. One of the best platforming games I ever played. Justin, number 9.
My number 9 is actually Resident Evil 4.
Oh boy.
Well then.
This is around the point where I pretty much entered the next phase of Resident Evil, if you could say that. As coming from like the classic games, it was definitely like, whoa, what is this? I had a bit of trouble trying to adapt to it because of that. Like, it was like the first real over-the-shoulder kind of camera third-person shooter kind of game. So it was definitely something to get used to. Although it didn't really take me long, but it was definitely a change of pace from what I was used to back then. It's still a fun game, and it's still campy as shit. I mean, you can't look at Leon and say, this is a totally serious guy.
And that's why he's my favorite character.
I mean, he's wisecracking, he makes fun of most of the enemies he ends up fighting, and he fucking roundhouse kicks people. I mean, how is he not campy? So, ultimately, despite what other people might say, I still like Resident Evil 4. In fact, I definitely like it better than 5, that's for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a favorite of mine of like the new hero of Resident Evil games.
All right. Landon, number 9.
London, England.
Tetris DS. Oh, you want words?
Yes, please.
Words. Hold on.
Pulls Landon.
I was busy.
Oh.
You asked a question, and I answered.
Okay.
Let's see. It's Tetris DS. It's like the best DS. No, not the best DS. That doesn't make sense. Change that. The best Tetris game I've played. Let's see. Different game modes, like classic mode, multiplayer, music. Music's good. Aesthetics cool. Good game. Tetris is a good game.
GG. Hooray. All right. Number 8 for Jack.
Oh, right, it's my turn. I was kind of busy typing that thing, so...
Oh, that's fine.
All right. My number 8, this was a game that I was actually much higher on my top games list back when I had made one, like, a long time ago. It was actually... formerly, my number 2, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Oh, wow.
For the GameCube and Wii U, and... No, yeah, just those two. My favorite Zelda game. I love, the characters, the dungeons, the story, and my favorite part about it is Wind Waker is that just the great sense of adventure you get just from like fucking sailing on a boat like across this giant map of ocean. Like a lot of people didn't like that. I'm just like, this is like a fucking adventure where you like just wash up to random islands and see what you can do. It's like fucking... It's just really awesome. It's... I just like... the real... words. Like, the adventure feeling that I get from playing the game is the reason why it's my favorite, as opposed to Majora's Mask, which I like more for the story rather than the adventure aspect. So, but it's and it's a Zelda game, so you pretty much know what to expect. It's really fun. Yeah. Words.
All right, my number 8 is Toho Kamakyo Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. It was either this or Undefined Fantastic Object, but then I decided that the one that I normally say is my favorite Toho is definitely still my favorite Toho. It's what introduced me to the world of highly difficult shoot-'em-ups as opposed to your typical arcade shoot-'em-up like Space Invaders or Galaga or something like that. And it threw in little girls shooting lasers at each other and made me daw uncontrollably. But no, I love the music. The music of Toho is just like captivating and fantastic. And I don't understand how one man is so goddamn genius in order to make all of this by himself. And the beautiful bullet patterns that just, I cannot get enough of this game. It's the only one that I've moved up to hard mode in. It's just, it's so addicting, and yet it's so simple at the same time. I always find myself going back to it if I'm like, well, I want to play Toho, but I don't know which one I want to play. So I usually just go to Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, because it's just like the one I started with. It's just like the one that I feel extremely comfortable just going back to all the time. And I feel like timelessness is something that a lot of games that I should be on it, like one of my favorites list should have. That's one of those games. But yeah, that's my number 8. Also, it has my favorite characters, some of my favorite characters in it, like Sakuya.
Patchy.
Patchy's good too. Justin, number
8. My number 8 is Armored Core 2. If there's any game I like a whole lot, it's a good mech game. And this definitely was a good mech game. This is a game that I've actually played throughout my childhood, and I definitely have a lot of fond memories of it. I mean, there's nothing cooler than being able to build up your mech from scratch, pretty much give it its own custom parts, give it its own weapon systems, its defense systems, its emblem, coloring it. Like, you can even color different body parts if you don't want to just color the whole thing. Basically, it has the ultimate level of customization, and I don't honestly think another mech game has ever topped Armored Core in that category. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever had as much fun in a mech game as I have in Armored Core. Like, some people like some of the Gundam games that exist, but honestly, I think Armored Core tops Gundam every time. That's not to say I don't like Gundam, but I like Armored Core a little bit more.
So, and that's the original?
No, that's 2.
Oh, Armored Core 2.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, which honestly I think is the best in the series.
I've heard as much, so sounds pretty valid. Landon, number 8.
Resident Evil game.
Resident Evil which?
Not 4. Resident Evil Revelations, actually.
Really?
Yes. I'll put words into this one, because you're going to be like...
No, hear him out. Landon has a good reasoning for this.
Alright, okay. Well, Resident Evil 4 is, like, the other one that would go here. Like... Revelations and 4 are my favorite games, but I like Resident Evil Revelations, because I like actually the part, like, going around with the story and going to all the different people, because you get to see the story from a lot of different perspectives. And I also like the fact that the main person, Jill's part of the story is actually trying to be creepy. You're isolated on a boat in the middle of nowhere with no way to contact people. And the boat can be, like, it has... I'm not saying, like, I ever got scared playing the game, although there was Rachel, and she always freaked the fuck out of me. Because she can't die. That bitch. But aesthetically, like, it has great music, and... there's a lot of different areas in just a boat to go explore, and then off the boat, and then time jumps, and then balls in your face.
But Landon,
Revelations. for the
You
3DS.
pronounced the game wrong. It's Resident Evil Revelations.
I actually have the misprint copy.
He does.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the best copy.
It is.
Jack, number 7.
Right. Oh boy. Shit, I was kind of looking up Resident Evil Revelations while he was talking. Like, what I'm doing while, like, they're talking is, like, I'm looking up the games they're talking about on Wikipedia just so I can, like, just kind of read about it, I guess, while they're talking. Whatever. I'm still listening, but, I just, like...
Knowing it's...
Fucking whatever.
Knowing is half the battle.
Sure, yeah. Okay, my number 7 is Persona 4 for the PS2. Persona is like the one game that you just really can't explain to people. It's like, how easy is it to explain to someone, like just your average everyday person? It's like you can like take a series like Pokemon and be like, oh, this is, it's a game where you capture monsters and you use them to fight other monsters. Like, yeah, that's easy to explain. It's like, this is a game where in the daytime it's like a dating sim kind of. You talk to people and then and by talking to people you level up your abilities that you can get for these monsters that you summon at nighttime, where you go to a place where you fight monsters, and it's all really confusing.
That's pretty normal to me.
If it makes you feel any better, Jack, one of my favorite games ever is extremely hard to explain to people, so...
Alright, whatever. My point is, it's a really fun RPG, and, if you have a PS2 and you like RPGs, why the fuck don't you own this game, Cloud? But...
I'm sorry, I was told that it's like a 60-hour game and I didn't have the time to invest.
I'm going to be honest, you don't. It's like an 80-hour game, actually. It's really long, and, but it's really fun. Like, I love the story. The characters are... like, probably one of my favorite cast of characters in, like, any game. If not, like... You know what? I'm probably going to say, like, my favorite cast of characters in any game. Ever. Just, like... I love how, like, as you... Like, the reason why I don't like Persona 3 as much is because, like, Tartarus is boring, and it's just a dungeon that you crawl through. In Persona 4, it's still dungeon crawling, but, like, the dungeons change. It's like you go through different dungeons each time, and it's like the dungeons, like, vary depending on what character you're trying to save, and it, like, reflects the character's, like, character development. It's, like, it's all, like, really interesting, and it makes the game much more fun than, say, 250 floors of Tartarus. But, the point is, it's a really fun JRPG, and, if you're a fan of the genre, go play it, assuming you have the free time.
Jack, I have a quick question before I say my number 7.
Go for it.
Is Persona 4 downloadable on PS3?
It's not.
Okay.
I wish it was.
It's on the Evil Vita.
Okay. If I get a Vita, and I ask for, like,
days
off, I'll get it.
You know what? I should probably mention, I should mention that, that reminds me, because I would say Persona 4 Golden, because that's, like, the best version of this game, because it adds, like, an extra 20 or 30 hours of content, or so I've heard. But I haven't played the Vita version, because I don't own a Vita, because the Vita has no games, except for that one. But no, yeah, I've heard from many a source that it is, like, definitely the best version of the game. And if you're going to play, like, assuming you have a Vita, play Golden, because it's the best. It just adds, like, so much more content in addition to the already 80-hour RPG.
All right, my number 7 is Pokemon Gold Silver. There's probably something a lot of people saw coming. Pokemon Gold Silver usually argued as the best Pokemon game in the series. Very rightfully deserving if you agree with it, and even if you don't, it's still it's usually one of the top contenders. What I love about this game is just the fact that, unlike any other game in the series, you have 2 regions to explore that both have badges. Like, you could argue, yeah, Fire and Leaf Green has the Savai region, but it's not really the same. Gold Silver, like, you had the Johto region, which was, this whole new area, and you go through all these, like, these new places, and you end up getting, like, this weird, it's completely different from Kanto, because Kanto's like more industrial, and you have like this more oriental feel with Johto, and then you realize after you beat the game, I could go to Kanto. Well, fuck, that's amazing. And then you learn I could battle the gym leaders from Kanto. Well, fuck, that's even more amazing. It's just, the game is got so much going for it, especially with the remakes Heart Gold Soul Silver, which is technically part of this entry. There's so much more I love about Pokemon Gold Silver and the remakes than I could say about any other Pokemon game. And it introduced so many things that we needed: breeding, genders, having a special split for special attack, special defense,
fixing all the goddamn glitches,
all of that. Just everything that was good about the first games was better, and everything that needed to be fixed about the first games was fixed. Gold Silver is definitely my favorite Pokemon game, and it's done so much, and I remember playing as a kid for so long. But that's what I have to say. Justin, number 7.
So I'm going to be a bad boy and break a rule, but number 7 is Resident Evil 1.
How dare you?
Well, because these are...
I don't care.
Pretty much the rest of these games are games of my childhood, except for, like, 1. So I'm going to have to break it. Resident Evil 1. Now, you might be wondering, why not Resident Evil 2? Why not Resident Evil 3? Well, because Resident Evil 1 is the most campy, and I find it the most hilarious. Which is funny, because this is supposed to be a horror game. It's like, when did this become a comedy routine? For one thing, it has the single best character in the entire series, Barry Burton. And it has...
Yeah.
It is the single greatest memes of all time of the entire Resident Evil series in this one game. I mean...
Yeah.
how much more could you ask for? It's also partially...
sandwich.
Yeah.
Looks like we got to the root of the problem.
God damn it.
But
it's so campy.
Yeah, it's the campiest Resident Evil ever made, pretty much. It's also the one I started with, because I pretty much grew up with the series, so therefore the first game I have more fond memories of than the other two. And on top of that, you know, it's still fun. It's a little bit more simplistic, like, there's no auto-aim like you would get in, like, 2 and 3, which is kind of needed for some of the faster monsters that try to eat your face or hack off your head, whichever comes first. And then, like, there's no, you know, you still have to do it in the other two, but that's just the classic games. You always had to reload in your inventory instead of just pushing a button for it. But, you know, even with some of the simplicity, it's still a fun game, and it's still a game that I can go back and play anytime I feel like, you know, just running through it again. So it definitely deserves the 7th spot for me.
All right, Landon, number 7.
Number 7 is Sly Cooper. Decent time. Now, why not the original? Sly 2 or Sly 3? Well, I never played Sly 2 as a kid, so I don't have memories of it until I played it. It's HD collection alongside all the other two. I played all 4 of them about the same time. And after playing all 4 Sly Coopers about the same time, I did Thieves in Time 1, 2, and 3 in that order. Because Thieves in Time had just come out, and I picked up the other 3 later, and blah, 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 words. I decided after that, I like Thieves in Time more than the original series. And why? Bottles.
Oh, God damn it.
That's all I'm going to say. Not really, because they're going to say, Landon, you have to say more. So I'm going to say more. It just has a lot more collecting, which is something I enjoyed about especially Sly 1 and Sly 2, is there's just a lot in those games to collect. Even though there is some of that in Sly 3, there's just no bottles. Bottles mean you unlock vaults, and vaults mean you get cool things. And that's what I like.
Bottles.
Yeah, bottles. let's see. But it brings back. It's pretty much like if you played the game, you wouldn't know, at least to me, that someone else made it. Like Sucker Punch didn't make it because it feels like the other 3 games.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's a little bit, like, it feels a little bit different because, you know, it's on a newer system and they'd be able to improve it a little bit from PS2 era, but still feels like a Sly Cooper game. They didn't, like, take the series and turn it on its head like
Spyro, Crash.
Yeah. Yep. They didn't do that. They were like, okay, we're going to take the base material because they did the HD collection and then they made Thieves in Time. And they did it right. They did Sly Cooper right. And that's why it's going to be that's why it's one of my favorites.
All right. Jack, you're number 6.
Oh, right, I'm next. I always forget that I'm up next after Landon. I don't know why. Oh, well. My number 6, what's my number 6? Oh, here it is. My number 6 is, yeah, no, I'll just say it. Never mind. I'm not going to make a joke about it. My number 6 is Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald for the Game Boy Advance. The Pokemon, I'm going to fully admit that, at least 50% of the reason why I love these games so much is nostalgia. But I just enjoy them so damn much. It's like, I love the Pokemon introduced in Gen 3. I know a lot of people will, like, go on, say the Hoenn region sucks because there's hashtag too much water. But I really love the tropical setting. Like, tropical and, like, foresty areas are 2 settings that I'm always really fond of. And that's, I really do love the tropical setting that this game has. And this is I also love that, you know, unlike the first 2 games, like, this is the first, I know it's mostly because, you know, the Game Boy Advance is, advanced, but this is the first, like, Pokemon game to have, really noticeable, like,
Exploration?
No, not exploration. What's the word? Fuck.
Refined mechanics?
No, I'm talking about the environment.
Oh.
Most.
Atmosphere?
Not atmosphere. Shit, what's the word? It's like the word for like you know, there's like tundras and deserts and shit like that. What's the name for those?
What, environment or?
No. Shut up, Avast! I know you updated. Leave me alone. Okay.
Biospheres.
That's not it either. Oh well. The point is, I really love like the environment diversity. It really makes every like location feel like very different from one another.
Eco-diversity. Even though that's not the word you were looking for, Pat.
Yeah, no, it's not. But I will fully. Yeah, my biggest problem with the game is that there is hashtag too much surfing and water. But I guess I don't really mind as much just because I know exactly where to go, and you know, repels. I don't see why it's that big of a deal, but whatever.
Not enough surfing, bro. Catch some waves.
Exactly.
Noise.
Also, okay, not my favorite part. I do love the improved like battle system. I actually really do like the way the battle system was handled in this game, although I do think it was more refined in Gen 4. One of the few things that Gen 4 did right. But God freaking the soundtrack in this game is so good. Like, one of, if not my single... I wouldn't say it's my single favorite soundtrack in any video game, but god damn it, it's fantastic. Again, that's probably mostly due to nostalgia, but I love every single song in this game.
That's the way I feel about Gold Silver. I know how you feel. Yes.
I don't care if there are too many trumpets. The trumpet is a fucking awesome instrument. Alright, I'm done. Go ahead, Cloud.
Alright, my number 6 is The World Ends With You for the Nintendo DS. The World Ends With You is probably one of the most obscure games that is on my list. It is a game where you play as a kid who died, and he's brought to like this place where they have like a game, and if you have this game, you can like basically go back to life. You're technically not dead when they take you here because you're put into like a limbo. And the whole story is extremely deep and complicated, but not in such a way that it's still complicated by the end. Once everything unravels, you finally get it, and everything that had so much behind it, it makes sense, and everything is deep, like all the detailed story. Like the deep story behind it is something I really liked. I liked it's probably my favorite game stylistically that Tetsuya Nomura has done. I think he needs to keep his Kingdom Hearts style not too Kingdom Heartsy. Like he needs to stop doing what he's doing with that and make more World's End With You style games, because those are just so good. Like it just works so perfect in this game, and especially with the attitude of all the characters, the way they interact, just the dialogue exchanges. The
biomes. Biomes is the word I was looking for.
Biomes.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just got done with Minecraft too.
One of my favorite things about The World Ends With You, which is one of the things that Jack was gushing about over Pokemon Ruby Sapphire just a moment ago, is the goddamn soundtrack is amazing. There's a lot of vocal songs that they take from various artists who performed in the area, actually, which I thought was really cool. Like, there's a lot of songs I like Deja Vu is one of my favorites, and just the fact that there's no like defined song for any given situation, it just rotates a set number of songs for a certain area, and it works so well at the same time. It's just everything about The World Ends With You is baffling. In the battle style, you use everything on the touch screen with the stylus, and you have like these pins. It's such a unique game for the system, and everything comes together as perfect as I could ask for it. And without a doubt, my favorite DS game, nothing comes even close to it. That's my number 6. Justin, number 6.
My number 6 is Sonic Adventure 2. I played. What?
I just okay. that's the game that I LP'd.
I played this when it first came out on the Dreamcast. Same thing with Sonic Adventure, but obviously I like this one more. I love pretty much like how they kind of like reamped the way like some of the levels work in terms of, well, at least in terms of the speed characters. I mean, well, and I guess they kind of changed up the hunting levels, although they kind of made them a little bit more annoying because there's no multiple emerald detection thingy, which kind of pisses me off. But like, despite the fact that like the game does have its flaws, but at the time it was an extremely fun Sonic game, and you know, it was new for its time anyway. Like, it looked pretty cool when it came out, and you know, it was just like that major Dreamcast game that was just like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Except that no one bought the Dreamcast version. Everyone played the game on the GameCube.
That's only because the Dreamcast was discontinued literally not long after the game came out there.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a chance.
I'm sorry, I'm a purist. But yeah, like, love the game, love the characters, obviously, well, except for maybe Amy. Love the music, pretty much love everything about the game aside from some of the shortcomings. So yeah, that's number 6.
Wait, I just realized we actually got to hear Justin's opinion on Sonic Adventure 2 instead of just the soundtrack.
Yep.
Because the credits.
Totally planned. Didn't want to spoil it for this list.
All right.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
Landon, number 6.
No Sonic game, Sonic Triple Trouble.
Really?
What up? I'm playing it right now.
Okay. You like Triple Trouble that much?
Yeah, he does.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, it just surprises me.
Having a problem right here.
Before he says anything, it honestly doesn't surprise me because he talks very highly of Triple Trouble.
Seafox.
He loves that game. But go on.
Is it your favorite Sonic game?
There isn't another Sonic game on this list, if that's what you're implying.
Then that's a yes.
it wouldn't be on this list if it wasn't my favorite. Yes, this is my favorite Sonic game because I'm weird and go die faggots. I'm fighting this fucking Metal Sonic as Tails right now. BRB. What's good about the game? What's good about any of the after Sonic 2 16-bit games? I don't know. You got Spin Dash. You've got usually multiple characters. You can play as Tails in this game. Special stages are actually fun. Actually enjoy the special stages, unlike most of the Sonic games where I just like, I don't care. Because there's like two different kinds. There's the maze ones, which can be hard as balls, and then there's the plain ones, which are easy as balls. There is only 5 special stages, like most of the handheld games. But that's okay, because they are fun. And you get a boss fight with Knack at the end of each one. That's probably what I like it, because there's a lot more to it. Because Triple Trouble, there's actually 3 different groups you're fighting. You fight Knuckles, you're fighting Knack for the Chaos Emeralds, and you're fighting Dr. Eggman. And there's a Metal Sonic fight at the end before you fight Dr. Eggman. Tails is fun to play as, unlike most games where it's just usually just play as like Sonic and that's it. I like Tails because in the water level Tidal Planet, you get the Sea Fox that's in Tails Adventure. Makes the water level actually bearable. And it's not a complete rip-off of like one of the Genesis games.
That's true too. It's really unique.
Yeah. And it's the best of the Game Gears. Besides, you
not,
could argue.
Not like that's hard to do.
Well, it's besides Sonic 2 8-bit. That's probably like the second best. Like that's my second favorite.
Triple Trouble has the quality of a Genesis game, but on the Game Gear. It is that good.
I mean, if they added like one more level, it would be like, and like changed up the special stages to where you didn't get like you got 7 of them and you could use like Supersonic. It would literally like, I wouldn't tell the difference.
All right. So
that's it. That's all I got.
We're gonna enter.
Famitsu. Sorry.
I
was gonna say Famitsu actually gave Sonic Triple Trouble a 21 out of 40.
Wow. Well, they don't know what they're talking about.
State it. Oh wait, no, that's Eurogamer. Never mind.
Yeah, that's Eurogamer.
No one care. No. That was still Famitsu, but I was about to read something else that I thought was still Famitsu, but I'm like, oh wait, that's Eurogamer. I don't care.
Oh, all right. So we're gonna go into our top 5 now, and starting with Jack.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were gonna say more than that.
Nope.
Whatever. Okay. Did I order them? Okay, yeah, I guess I did order them like this. Okay, my number 5 is Metroid Prime for the GameCube, and also the Wii for the Prime Trilogy, if you actually own that, like I do, but you know. Prime is my favorite Metroid game. Yeah, I love like it just has everything that I love in a Metroid game, like the exploration, like it's like item collecting and stuff like that, and I love the environments, and the music is really great, and I like the boss fights, and I pretty much said everything I wanted to say in like 12 seconds, but okay. Metroid Prime number 5.
All right, my number 5 is one of a lot of people consider this one of the best games ever, and it's Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
It's a lot of things that RPGs fail to do nowadays that RPGs do that make them just so good. There's an open-endedness to them to Chrono Trigger that opens up as soon as it can without being too like leaving you lost and confused on where to go. Like you always have a sense of, all right, maybe I should go here, or maybe I should go here. But at the same time, there's always this sense of, I could go here for this next part of the game. I could go here for this next part of the game. It's it's open-ended like that. The story is really fun. I love the time travel aspect, and it's one of the few cases where it's done extremely, extremely right. Like, there's not a lot of games that can handle doing time travel without all these plot holes. There's not a lot of stories in general that can handle that. But Chrono Trigger does it fantastically. Like, it even pays attention to detail with the little things. Like, if you grab an item in the past, then you can't get it in the future if you didn't get it in the future yet. If you grab it in the future first, though, you can go back to the past later and you can get another item from that same chest. Like, the little things that Chrono Trigger does is just so phenomenal. And the music, done by Yasunori Mitsuda, he did a phenomenal job on this game. His music. Just, I can't tell you how much music from Chrono Trigger, not even just battle music, like just regular music from Chrono Trigger, I can remember and like hum off the top of my head. Like, it's extremely good game with everything going for it. All the characters have something unique to them, so a lot of people, like, it's easy to just actually try different people out and just throw different people into your party and test around. Like, some games, you don't really want to do that. There's clearly other characters who are better, but Chrono Trigger, you can kind of play around with it, which is really cool. And just, there's so many things that are good about Chrono Trigger. I can't even begin to explain, but it is one of the best examples of what an RPG should thrive to be. Justin, you're number 5.
Okay, time to get into the real meat of my list. Number 5 is Metal Gear Solid 2. This is another childhood game of mine. Yes, I did play this when I was 8 years old. It was fun as hell. Probably not the best game for an 8-year-old, but hey, I figured it out. You know, it's the continued story of the original Metal Gear Solid, which actually I never actually played until recently, so that's interesting. Metal Gear Solid 2 was the first Metal Gear Solid game I've ever played, and because of that, it stuck with me for such a long time. I wasn't as, like, pissy as a lot of people get with Metal Gear Solid 2, since it swaps out Snake for Raiden, because obviously if I started with 2, I'm not going to know that much about Snake in the first place. So I kind of went in a little bit more positively than most people do. The story I understood, but a lot of the stuff that they were throwing in kind of confused the shit out of me. But then again, I was 8 years old, so what kind of 8-year-old is going to figure that shit out? The boss fights were definitely really interesting, and I think that's always the strong point of the Metal Gear Solid series. The story, while convoluted, was still fun to grasp, especially if you're actually old enough to understand it. And fighting Metal Gear is fucking awesome. Like, who doesn't like to fight giant fucking mechs? Which is another reason why I love Metal Gear so much, because this is when I was in my whole mech phase with Armored Core, so that was definitely a plus to the series. And overall, you know, it was like started my love for stealth-based games. So it was pretty much a bunch of different things that I liked all bundled. So yeah, that's pretty much why Metal Gear Solid 2 is my number 5.
Landon.
Okay.
Number 5.
My number 5 is Metroid Prime.
Really?
2 Echoes.
Fuck you. Fuck Echoes, by the way.
Just as planned. I mean, what? I wasn't in on that.
What?
I have a special distaste for Metroid Prime 2.
You can go fuck yourself.
Same goes to you.
That's what I'm going to say.
Alright, but go ahead with your Echoes.
Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is better than Metroid Prime in every way, shape, and form. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
Beam ammo. Let's
Right.
not turn this into an argument. Just say why you like it.
Because I like it. Because, I don't know. I actually enjoy. No, I'm going to be serious. I actually enjoyed it more than Prime. Because I played, like, the entire trilogy back to back. Kind of like what I did with Sly Cooper. And I just had way more fun with Prime 2 than I did with Prime.
I'm not knocking you for your opinion. I just don't like Metroid Prime 2.
All right. And
I'm knocking you for your opinion. So.
And he isn't just lying or pulling out words out of his mouth, though, because like I remember him saying when he had Metroid Prime Trilogy, like he was just going absolutely bonkers over Two Echoes.
I like the Dark World. Yeah. That's I don't know.
Yeah, I think that might have been part of it.
It was. I just liked being able. It was a lot more. I felt like there was a lot more exploring I could do because I had 2 different worlds instead of just Prime or Trilogy for that, or just 3. I mean, for that matter, because I felt like there was a lot more. Everything was a lot more connected. It's sort of like Link to the Past, even though I don't like Link to the Past as much as a lot of other Zelda games. Although I don't know. I don't know where I'd place it. Anyway, it's not my favorite. Spoilers. Anyway, Prime 2, great soundtrack. Oh my god, like, I don't know, like, where the soundtrack gets amazing, but it gets amazing, like, I think the second half. And I love the different themes, going between the 2 worlds. Just the environments, that's what I like about a lot of Metroid games, actually, is just the different environments. The music and the gameplay. I like the light and dark suits and how they work together, and words and the ing and boss fights and more words and ending.
Okay. All right. Number 4, Jack.
Okay. My number 4 is the part on the gun that you pull that makes the bullet go boom.
Don't get it.
And it's made of chrome or something. All right, this joke is dumb. That's Chrono Trigger. I did say that Persona 4 has my favorite cast of characters in any game. I think I might go back on that. I'm not going to say Chrono Trigger is my favorite, but I'm rethinking that.
It could be It could be an arguable contender.
I love the characters in the game. You know, it's a classic RPG. Pretty much just insert everything that Cloud said here. I don't really want to feel redundant, so yay. Cloud, go ahead.
My number 4 is Super Mario Bros. 3. It is one of my favorite 2D platformers of all time. I'm a big fan of side-scrolling platformers. I used to play them as a kid, like, all the time. I had all these different games. I played Donkey Kong Country and all this other shit. But Super Mario Bros. 3 was the first game I remember I have memories of playing as a kid. I was 5 or 6 years old when I played this game for the first time in my life. First video game I ever picked up and remembered and had memories of playing. And I loved it. It was so colorful. It was so fun, and it was Mario, and my family would just gather around the Nintendo and just play it all day.
The
Nintendo, and we would just take turns, pass the controller around, and play it all day. And I would just later on we would move the Nintendo to like my sister's room, my room. We would get switched around the house, and I would play Super Mario Brothers 3 on end. I remember this one instance where I had 56 lives at the end of World 5. Like I had found all the secrets. Like I was that hardcore into this one game, and I remember playing the Game Boy Advance remake. I completed every single stage. I have a perfect file somewhere on a GBA card from 10 years ago of Super Mario Bros. 3. That is how much I love that game. It's one of my biggest childhood games. I can't stress that enough. And it's so lit. It has so many fun levels across 8 worlds, more so than any other Super Mario Bros. Game. And it's kind of sad that there's a lot of Mario games that take after Super Mario Bros. 3's trends that it's set up with, the desert world being the second world, and this thing happening, and this thing happening. But Super Mario Bros. 3 really set a lot of standards that became followed throughout the series. One of my favorite things about Super Mario Bros. 3, though, is the power-ups, and this is something that almost no other Mario game has come close to replicating, in my opinion. There's so many great power-ups, like the everything but the frog suit, really. Everything but the frog suit. Like the Tanuki suit, the hammer suit, the fire flower, which you have in all the other games. The P-Wing, you can run from the sun in this game. The sun chases.
Fuck the sun, by the way.
I think I've gone on enough about how much I fucking love Super Mario Bros. 3, but I do, and just everything about it. It's good. Justin, take it away before I gush even more.
All right. Since you heard 5, you can probably guess what 4 is. Number 3.
What?
No.
Say it again.
Justin.
Number 4. I'm still
Say it again.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 3 is number 4.
You've
pretty much
this rule twice now. How dare you?
Pretty much the same reasons apply to why I like Metal Gear Solid 3. You know, you can pretty much take a lot of the reasons from Metal Gear Solid 2, except like this is when like stealth games started to get a little bit more refined with how sneaking systems work. Like it was more about concealment and like dark shadows and stuff like that, as opposed to just the age-old break their line of sight and you're A-OK kind of thing. It also is the first time where you realize that the Snake you're playing as is not actually Snake, but you know his father. So
Big Bass.
It's different from the series because it's a prequel, not an actual sequel. Although at the same time, it's kind of like, wait a minute, what happened to Snake? What's going on here? Why am I in the 60s? Actually, I think 3 when the series started. I mean, the series was cute.
Justin, come back.
What?
Justino Nisama.
Please come back. Oh no, you kept cutting out for us.
Yeah.
Oh, as I was saying, this is like the series really started getting campy at around 3. I mean, Psycho Mantis was probably as campy as it got for the first game, but they pretty much overhauled it in the third game. Like, there's tons of little Easter eggs. Like, there's an entire boss fight you can skip if you actually turn the clock ahead a week time for your save file, and then when you come back, it finds out that the boss actually died of old age. So that's actually kind of funny. There's also a point of the game where if you save and then come back to it, you're actually playing another game as part of Snake's nightmare. So it's like, wait, what? What's going on here? And the character...
Kojima?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing... That's why I love Kojima as a fucking, mastermind behind this series, because he puts more Easter eggs than most developers would in their own games. And a lot of times they're references to other games he's probably worked on. So that's always nice. Yeah, pretty much it follows the same trend as 2, as Mechs, as Stealth. It has a cool character, and I love it. And it's pretty much hailed as the best Metal Gear Solid 3. Metal Gear Solid 3. There's only one Metal Gear Solid 3.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
It's the only Metal Gear Solid 3 besides the...
Well, technically, there are 2 versions.
Subsistence, I think, is the other one.
Well, actually, technically, the penultimate... Or not penultimate. What am I even saying? The
best version.
Justin, you can't words.
The definitive version is actually Subsistence because of the fact not only does it have a better camera, but it also comes with 2 Metal Gear games that were not that didn't come to America.
Just like Battle is the definitive version of Sonic Adventure 2, but
yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much my number 4.
All right, Landon.
No.
I'm gonna land on you.
Number 4 is a game Jacker just said. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Sonic Zelda game. Zoom across the sea. It's exploration, music, graphics, awesomeness, amazingness, boss fights everywhere. Boom, boom, pow, explosions.
Talking boat.
Ganondorf, their statue, HD re-release.
Stab his face.
Stab his face, forehead, win.
Good. I think that's the best description we've had so far
of a game. Yes. All right, Jack.
Okay.
Jack, number 3.
My number 3 is a game that I never really expected to be like. When I first heard about it, I thought, that looks cool. It's like when I play it, it's like when it comes out, I'm not sure how much I'll like it, but I hope I'll enjoy it. And then it ended up being like one of the like fucking greatest masterpieces I've ever had. It's fucking really good.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
How the fuck did you know? How did you know? God damn it. Number 3, Xenoblade Chronicles. Because, oh god. When I look at Xenoblade Chronicles, and if you ask me why I love Xenoblade Chronicles so much, is everything a good answer? Because
sure.
I'd say that's a good answer, because I look at every aspect that I like in a game. Graphics, music, art style, gameplay, story, characters, I don't know, porn? No, not that. Xenoblade, aside from the porn, has all of those things. And it does everything so well. I love the story. The story is just, like, fantastic. I love the characters. The characters, you know, like, although pretty hammy, it's always runtime, by the way. Just, okay, whatever.
True facts.
Okay, yeah. The music, probably just, I forget her name. She's, Yoko something. Shinamura? I don't remember. She did the music for Kingdom Hearts, and she composes the music in this game. She does a fantastic job. I love the gameplay. The gameplay is like, I spent like maybe not 3 hours, but like an hour and a half in the first area of the game just because I loved the damn battle system so much, and I wanted to keep fighting random tiny animals just because, like, God, this is so fucking fun. And well, shit, what was I gonna say?
Battle system.
I don't know.
Music.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Graphics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, graphics. This, by far, the most beautiful game I have ever played, and it's on the fucking Wii.
So you look at their faces.
It's what?
So you look at their faces.
Oh yeah, so you look at their face. I mean, like, from an artistic standpoint. Yeah. I'm not talking about, like, graphically, it's not really that impressive, but from an artistic standpoint, it is the most beautiful game I have ever seen. Like, I spent, like, I spent #too much time in the Guar Plains just because it's like, God, those two fucking mountains in the sky are so tall and cool. I want to keep staring at them.
Xenoblade Chronicles sounds like a butterface of a game.
A what?
A butterface. Everything looks good but her face.
Oh. Oh, no. Well, it's the textures. It's like when you get really close to things, you can see that, like, the textures are like, ew, gross. But you know, it's like really, even so, it's still like really graphically impressive for a Wii game. And you know, I put like probably like 85 some hours into this game, although 10 of those hours were starting the New Game Plus, probably. It's definitely a long game. The only, like, very incredibly minor gripe that I have with this game is that while I do love the hammy voice acting, the ham can kind of bleed into the parts of the game where they're trying to be a little serious.
That's extremely great imagery, bleeding ham.
Whatever. It's like some of the serious moments can be still a little hammy, just because the voice acting isn't like the best in the world. Although I still think it's really good, but you know, it's just like fucking play Xenoblade Chronicles, please. If you can find a copy that's not $12 million. Okay.
All right. Before I go on to my number 3, I'm going to have to say that today's buzzword for Jack seems to be hammy. That seems to be his buzzword of the day. But my number 3 is Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 is, oh my god. Okay, so I was there's a story behind me getting into Mega Man. Originally, I played it when I went to a friend's house because he was playing an 8-bit style game on his Wii, and I was like, that seems like a really fun game. I want to play it. And he was like, okay. So I tried it, and it was fucking hard. And I was like, how are you good at this game? And he was like, a lot of practice. And he started playing it again. And if I'm correct, it was Bubble Man stage in Mega Man 2. And I ended up getting to, a few years later, he was playing his Mega Man 9, and I just started playing along with him. You know, we would just take turns. And over time, I developed this fascination with Mega Man myself because I was getting into 2D platformers even more. And then I started playing Mega Man 2, and Mega Man 2 was when it really hit me. Because Mega Man 2 does everything that got me into Mega Man the way that I liked it the most. Just like all of the stuff that you really appreciate about Mega Man, a lot of it, like the spiritual idea behind it, either starts in 1 or 2. I love how 2 handles everything because it's a huge improvement over 1. And like you have 8 Robot Masters instead of 6. You have energy tanks to heal you. You have extra items that can help you through stages that are like kind of tricky at points that you normally wouldn't get in frickin' the first game because you just have the Magnet Beam in the first game. That's it. You have all these other things plus the typical Mega Man trend of being able to play the levels in any order, and all that wrapped up with just a really fun, addictive, solid gameplay experience with a really cool soundtrack and a really neat aesthetic, just combined, just like a really magical game. And Mega Man 2, I could go back to it over and over and over and over. And it's quickly become my favorite platformer of all time. I can't even say that there's it's a tough choice between Mario Brothers.
Welcome back.
What's up?
Oh, no, you were just fading out.
Okay.
Like you do.
But Mega Man 2, so good. Pulls. Don't nerf. So good. Alright, Justin, number 3.
My number 3 is actually the most recent game on this entire list. Yes.
Problem.
Huh?
Problem.
Shut the fuck up.
Fire Emblem.
Don't copy.
It is Fire Emblem Awakening. This is probably, like, considering the fact that this is the only modern game on this entire list, pretty much shows how much of an impact this game had on me. This is probably the single greatest story I've ever experienced in a video game, especially one on a handheld. The story was fantastic. The characters were fantastic. I like how you actually learn more of the character's backstory through the supports, which is something that's completely optional, so it's not like it's always in your face. You know, it's kind of like finding lore pieces in Metroid Prime. You don't have to, but you learn more of the story if you do. On top of that, you know, the supports are not only a story segment, but they are also a piece of gameplay, because the better support you have, the more often that your support partner is actually going to help you and not just stand around like a dickhead. So the fact that they merged story with gameplay and actually made it a bonus is actually pretty impressive. I like that. The classes are pretty vast. You can pretty much make anybody, like, anything that they can actually become, as well as the avatar pretty much becoming anything that they can become, except for, obviously, the gender-specific ones. So there's a lot of flexibility when making your team. There's a lot of skills to gain. There's a lot of specific characters to pair up, so that way you have, like, the ultimate team of children that dominate everything and make the game extremely broken. And obviously there's the DLC, which further increased the, not only the gameplay, but even let you learn even can't speak. It lets you learn even more of the story through some of the DLC that involves, like, the evil future where everybody's, like, dead. So yeah, it's a really great game. Great gameplay, great story, great characters. It has a Hime.
You had to mention that.
Who's a yandere, which is even the perfect blend. So yeah, Fire Emblem Awakening, probably the single best modern game I've ever played.
All right, Landon, Number 3.
If you thought Justin was bad at naming games over and over again, I'm gonna put 6 games in one slot.
Are you fucking? Oh God, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not even mad at you for this one. Actually, I don't blame you at all. Wait, don't tell me. Every Bit Trip game, but Runner 1 and Runner 2 in its place.
Well,
No.
it's called Bit Trip Complete, but I can't physically put Runner 2 in its place.
Damn it.
Damn it, Gaijin Games.
But you wish you could.
I would. I would if I could, but I can't. God damn you, Gaijin Games. God damn you. Anyway, Bit Trip Complete. So, let's go. I'm going to talk words for this one. Real words. This is real speak with Landon Cohen. So,
Trademark.
What was it? Trademark. I'm using that. Maybe. I'll use that. Let's view it. Anyway,
Real speak.
when was it? Real talk with Landon Cohen, trademark. Anyway, where was I? Jesus Christ. Bit Trip Complete. Story. Beginning. Was it 2008? Jack, you're looking up games, right?
Oh, Bit Trip Complete?
No, not Bit Trip Complete.
First Bit Trip
Beat.
game was 2008.
Beat. Yeah, 2008.
Okay, so then, towards the end of 2008...
Wait,
early
no, 2009, sorry.
Okay,
March
that's what I was
16th.
thinking. Sometime, so Bit Trip Beat came out, and then they announced, the demo system for WiiWare games. And I remember Bit Trip Beat being one of the only demo I actually enjoyed
Out of what?
No, cliffhanger.
No, Landon, come back.
Landon, come back.
His love of Bit Trip destroyed him. No.
Well,
Wow!
you're back.
His love of Bit Trip almost ruined everything. Oh man.
Where was I? What was I saying?
You were saying that Bit Trip was the only game that
No, Bit Trip Beat, Bit Trip, it was the only demo I enjoyed, right? Did I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, demo I enjoyed. I played through as much as Beat as I could, which was maybe the first stage. There's 3 stages for most of the games. It gets different towards the end. But it's most of the first stage when I actually bought it. But I enjoyed it. It's hella hard. Then I did, I bought Core and Void about the same time, and Core's hella hard, a lot harder than, it's the hardest game in the series. No joke. It's really restrictive, that's why. And then Void's really fluid and stuff, and I enjoy Void. Void's my favorite, if you want a favorite out of the 7 Bit Trip games, there's 7 of them, but 6 are technically in Bit Trip Complete. Anyway, then there was Runner, which I beat. It was the first one I beat, then I went back and beat Void, then I beat Fate, and then I beat Flux. I never got around to beating Beat. I never beat Beat or Core, but that's because they're really hard. And it's one of those, it's that game series that came out, and it's damn, I fucking enjoy this.
It hit you at the perfect time.
Yeah. Pretty much. And why I recommend... I don't recommend buying the individual WiiWare games. I don't recommend buying Bit Trip Saga for the 3DS. I don't recommend buying them on Steam. I recommend buying Bit Trip Complete. And why Bit Trip Complete? Because it is the definitive version, I don't care who you are, of all the games. Because it comes with, a bunch of just, unlockable stuff, art, and letters to to fans and music, and the music's fantabulably amazing. And that's a word, trademarked as well. Fantabulably amazing. It's because it's if you don't know anything, stop that. If you don't know anything about Bit Trip, the Bit Trip series, it's a rhythm series, and so if it didn't have amazing music, then I probably wouldn't be playing it. It's also retro-inspired, which is another reason why I like it. hell hard gameplay. But Bit Trip Complete comes with 120 extra levels, 20 for each of the 6 original games.
Double the games,
yeah,
double the fun.
Pretty much, like, it just gives you, like, so much content, and you can, like, pick it up for, like, $10 now on Amazon. I checked. Go buy it now. All 3 of you. I don't care if you already own the series. I own it, I own it. I own the original series 4 times. Shut up.
4 times?
Bit Trip Complete,
oh.
Bit Trip Saga. I own the WiiWare games and every game on Steam. And I own Runner 2 on 3 systems.
He's even got the approval.
Runner 2 on 3 systems.
He's even got the approval of Gaijin Games.
I've got the approval of Gaijin Games, and I have a Runner 2 figurine. And a signed copy of Complete.
Why isn't this your favorite game?
Oh.
Because he has nostalgia. He has.
Oh. You want to read nostalgia.
Okay.
Like, but no, this is why it's number 3. This is it.
So number 2
boy.
for Jack. So where it gets fun.
Oh boy, it gets fun. My number 2 is Cloud's favorite game. It's also 2 games, by the way. Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh, you cheated.
Oh, well, I don't care, because I consider them equals. And Landon had 6 games in one place.
Yeah, but his was on 1 disc.
I don't care. Tie. Fine. Okay, if you want me to choose, I pick 2.
Okay.
If you want me to have one of the 2 games, I'd say Galaxy 2 is better than 1, but I consider them equals. Holy shit. You know, this game, I didn't buy it initially. It came out, and I heard people talk about it, because, you know, like, I figured, because those 2 other games that came out at the same time, Call of Duty 4 and Halo 3, those 2 games were pretty much the talk of the town with everyone. But considering, you know, all I had at the time was a Wii, it's like, plus I didn't really care much for Call of Duty or Halo at the time. I was like, you know, I hear really good things about this Mario Galaxy game. And it's like, the thing that really solidified it was like, someone telling me, I heard a lot of people say that that's even better than Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4, and I'm like, wow, I should get this game. And I played it, and it was like fantastic, fucking great graphics, music, you know, really great level design. Oh yeah, and then there's 2. I like 2 more slightly, but like I said, I consider them equals. They're both like just really fun, really good looking, like unlike Xenoblade Chronicles, like actually graphically impressive. But I still think Xenoblade has a better art style. But yeah, it's just these 2 games. It's just like pretty much the pinnacle of like platforming in video games, and it's I know some people wouldn't agree, Justin and Cloud, because they're they disagree. I'm not going to say anything wrong about them because they just have differing opinions.
And I have played Mario Galaxy 1 enough to have an opinion on it.
Cluster faggots.
You can go fuck yourself, sir.
No, you're not. You don't like the game as much as I do, and that's okay.
No, but it's not. Don't say that. Fight the power.
Never be okay with someone's deferring opinion.
Okay, but yeah, it's just, you know, 2 games that I never have a problem going back to, and I suppose none of you would mind if I played Galaxy for the channel once I decide to do that.
Nobody else is going to do it.
No, we would mind. We would really mind.
Because you wouldn't want to commentate over it?
Well, I just don't commentate over anything, so.
Except your own stuff.
I try to get out of that, too.
Whatever. Alright, yep, Mario, but yeah, you know, it's, a lot of people, I will say one more small thing, a lot of people, kind of dislike Galaxy 2 because it's too similar to Galaxy 1. I kind of say the opposite. I say it's similar, but I think the level design is like, it's like, okay, the reason why I consider them equals is because Galaxy 1 had the original idea and like the wow factor of like just everything within the game, like the music and the gravity and all that. But 2 had the better level design, so as a result, I consider them like to be equal to one another.
If I had to pick one over the other, it would be Galaxy 2, because I actually enjoyed that one.
You didn't like the first one?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. All right then. That's all I have to say on that.
I might give Galaxy 2 a shot. All right, so before I say my number 2, I have to say that going back through my list, I realized I have a lot of games that end in 2. I have Kingdom Hearts 2 in my honorable mentions. I have, in my top 10, I have Sonic 2. I have Pokemon Gold and Silver, which was originally codenamed Pokemon 2. Then I have Mega Man 2. Well, number 2 is Dark Cloud 2.
Come back. Okay, you're back.
Number 2 is Dark Cloud 2. And Dark Cloud 2 is my favorite PS2 game.
Go see the PS2 video.
I spent literally 300 or more hours on this game across like 5 different files. I just restart this game over and over again because I love it so much. But Dark Cloud 2 is really hard to explain because it's like so many different things. You start off as a boy who's just kind of minding his own business and he's really good with gadgets. And then it turns out that his parents were actually from different time periods. And a princess from the future comes to him and she's like, okay, so bro, there's like this monster from like 10,000 years in the past and he's like killing things in your time period, which is affecting my time period. So we have to like save things during your time period so that my time period is okay. And then we have to go kick that guy's ass, and he's, like, way back there. So there's, like, this huge overarching plot that you have to go through time travel, and you have to repair the world in the present to save the future. And then on top of that, there's a bunch of side things that you can do. And the dungeon exploration, there's randomized dungeons, so you can, like... So, like, every time you go through a floor, there's, like, different things. And there's weapons, you can build them into different... You have, like, one weapon, and it can branch different ways. So you could have, like, 5 different endgame weapons off of one weapon. And each character gets 2 weapons. Plus, there's the ride pod, which is a mech that you can customize. You could, like, take pictures to get ingredients to make this. It's just, oh my fucking god. And then there's the stuff that I said in the video, the other video. It's just, love this game. And the cel-shaded graphics with the really vibrant design for the aesthetic is really pleasing. And I like the music because it's really pleasant, but at the same time, it's really atmospheric. So it doesn't try to be too front and center, but it really lends itself to helping you give, like, a personality to the game. So just, like, I don't know, everything about Dark Cloud 2 is just so goddamn amazing, and if, like, it was really hard to argue between my top game, because Dark Cloud 2 is so close to being my top game. It's, like, I have, like, my top 10 goes 1 and 2, big gap, most of the rest of the list, big gap, 9 and 10. It's just so amazing. And I played a demo of it back when it was on a demo disc when it first came out in 2003. And I got it in 2004 when I was 12. And up until today, I still would play that game. I love it. But that's my number 2, Dark Cloud 2.
Also, I just learned that the guy that did the Dark Cloud 2 music also did the music for literally every Professor Layton game, which is pretty neat.
There you go. All right, number 2 for Juten.
Also, it's worth noting that Dark Cloud 2 is known as Dark Chronicle in every other country in the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just for people who are confused, I guess.
For anyone who is curious, Dark Cloud 2 has nothing to do with the first Dark Cloud except for the fact that the gameplay is similar, where the premise is you have to like repair everything because destruction, and there's a bad guy that shows up after the end of the game.
It's like Dark Cloud 1, but less shitty.
It's like Dark Cloud 1, but not Dark Cloud 1 because there's nothing going on from Dark Cloud 1 in Dark Cloud 2 at all.
I'll go Justin now.
Number 2 is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I'm pretty much doing the exact same thing. No, I'm doing the exact same thing as fucking you decided to do, because they technically are the same fucking thing. I
consider them one game.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
when I
why
look at them, I see
I said cheat.
Yeah.
I said cheater because you put Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic Adventure 2 in 2 different spots.
But yeah, Sonic 3 Knuckles, probably my all-time favorite Sonic game, is only because, 1, it has the most shit in it, and 2, you get to play as Knuckles. That's awesome.
Okay, so if your number 2 is Sonic 3 Knuckles, then your number 1 has to be Hyperdimension Tunia 1, right?
No.
Just kidding.
Vaccine Quest.
It probably has the single greatest content, not only for just overall the amount of levels and special stages and stuff like that, but also for the super form, since 3 different characters get them instead of just the usual 2. All the levels are fantastic. All the music is fantastic. The fact that there are mini bosses in every Act 1 level is pretty cool, which means that...
Fantastic.
Yeah, sure. It's always throwing new shit at you. It's not you just kind of run through an act and you just clear it and you go to Act 2 and, do like that. And on top of that, it's also, I think, one of the few games, of the 2D era that actually have level transition where you immediately start Act 2 as soon as you're finished with Act 1, which is something that usually would just fade to black to do. So the level itself is actually one massive zone, but it's cut into 2 segments. And on top of that, with the lock-on technology that Sonic and Knuckles provides, you can actually access the Sonic and Knuckles portion, which would normally be locked out to you, because it's a different cartridge. On top of that, you also get a special bonus if you actually have Sonic 2, in which if you actually lock on Sonic 2 with Sonic and Knuckles, you can actually play as Knuckles in Sonic 2.
But wait, you can order if you order now.
You can play as Tails.
Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. You can play as Tails in Sonic 1. Actually,
no, that's a lie.
You can't. Nope. Despite the fact that it's a Sonic game and Sonic and Knuckles is programmed just for Sonic games, you can't actually lock on Sonic 1 with Sonic and Knuckles. But
you can play the greatest game of all time, Blue Spheres.
Oh boy, I can spend like a couple million years playing every single one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's literally a million of those things, and I think they're all different, which I want to give a gold fucking medal to whoever did that.
Get blue balls, spheres.
Oh yeah, that was what was that, the beta message that would appear?
Yeah, get blue balls.
Get blue balls.
Before there was blue spheres, there were blue balls. Sonic gives you blue balls. That's not a good thing to think about.
Yeah.
It almost makes you think that the game is disappointing in a way. But yeah, Sonic 3 Knuckles, definitely my favorite Sonic game of all time, especially for Super Tails, because he's broken as shit.
Power Creep, the Sonic game.
Flickies of Death. They murder everything.
Alright, number 2, Landon.
One dance. Killer game. The Cloud said so. I'm going to do something similar to Wind Waker. This is Pokemon Gold, Silver. Two regions. This is Pokemon. Pokemon. Gym leaders. Elite Four. Music.
Oriental.
You could mention how something that I didn't mention. You could fight Red.
You can fight Red.
Not as good as Wind Waker.
I don't actually have much to say. It was so much easier to do Wind Waker because I know about that game more. I can make more jokes about that. I don't know. This is Pokemon Gold, Silver. It's my childhood in terms of Pokemon. And after that, starting with Crystal, My childhood was ruined.
And then Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness tried to bring it back.
Oh, it did. Not as much.
I hate you.
All right. So
I hate you. No, I don't.
So
I'm
far,
not saying
Number
that
one.
Generation 3 is bad.
Oh,
I'm just saying Generation 3 is...
all
my
right.
I'm
favorite.
just saying.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. So let's take a breather real quick because we are about to do our number ones, which we've come this far, guys. All right. Number one, Jack.
Yep.
That was a breather? Okay.
That was our breather.
I thought we were
Okay.
going to go through our lists again.
No.
Hell no.
Like a quick run through.
No.
Like,
And then we need to recap again after we get to number 2 again. Okay.
I didn't mean like a full, like, all of our meanings, but just like number 10, number 9, number 8, number 7, number 6.
Oh, all right. All right. My number one favorite game of all time, without a doubt in my mind, 100 hours of playtime upon multiple playthroughs. My favorite game of all time is Lexine's Quest.
Yeah! Wait, you lost to the first boss.
I lied. I've played like an hour of Lexine's Quest. But unlike the last list, I've actually played it. Because I hadn't played it at that point.
All right. You're number one.
Oh, no more faking out, I suppose. All right, whatever. If you can get words.
Favorite game is Words.
Yes, it is. My favorite game is Microsoft Word.
All right.
For
Now I have to change
Windows
mine.
98 version specifically.
Let's stop dicking around.
Okay, my number one game of all time is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yay. Woo! Okay, you know how I said Galaxy and Galaxy 2 were the pinnacle of platformers? I lied, this game is.
You lie a lot. I don't trust your opinion. There's a game after this.
Okay, I wasn't necessarily lying. I was just saying I meant like what most people think is the pinnacle of platforming. This is like
What's your number 0 game, real quick?
Lexine's Quest.
Okay, I thought.
As in 0, as in I've never played it. Almost.
Wait a second.
Okay.
0 out of 10, too good to rate.
Yep. Exactly. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. One of my, platformers are like one of, if not my favorite genre of games. And Sonic 3 and Knuckles just has like everything I love in a platformer. It has like really varied level design. It has like great music. The special, I actually enjoy the special stages, unlike the half pipe, which has fucking slippery ass controls. And yes, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is one game. If you say it's 2 games, then, well, I disagree.
2 games. Shots fired.
It's 1 game. All right, okay, you know what? Sonic 3 and Knuckles is 2 games. Let me just completely just cross this out and let me just write this down. Okay, my actual favorite game of all time is the hack for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic 3 Complete. Is that good enough for you? Is that 1 game?
Depends on how complete this game is. Is your Genesis, when playing this game, a complete tower?
No, my actual favorite game of all time is Sonic 3 CD and Knuckles.
That's what I was thinking.
Alright.
Okay, but no, yeah, it's Sonic 3 and Knuckles, pretty much everything that Justin said. It's like, it's got multiple characters, and each character is like different enough to feel like they're different, but not too different that they have completely different play styles, which is what a lot of later Sonic games, namely Sonic 06, kind of... Well, yeah, Sonic 06 did do that wrong.
Is it different enough?
What's different enough?
Well, you said different a bunch of times, so it's like, is it different enough?
I don't know, man. I can't think of words. I just really like this game. I've played it, like, a lot. Probably, like, I don't know how many times. It probably reaches the,
At least once.
At least once, yes. Probably, like, the 30s or 40s area, probably. So probably, like, 3 times. You see, this is why I'm not good with words. It's like I have very strong opinions about certain things, but I'm really shit at expressing them because I stumble over my words and get distracted easily. But,
Sorry.
no, Sonic 3 Knuckles, it's a really good game.
2 games.
10 out of 10. Probably buy it again. Maybe.
Would bang?
Huh?
I said would bang.
Do you have your
Said would
headset off
bang.
or something?
You can't hear him, but he said would bang.
I heard him.
We're
Yeah,
paying
okay.
60 times.
Okay. Cloud, go.
All right.
I already said shitty words.
My favorite game of all time is thankfully one that's not on anybody else's list, so I can talk about it for a bunch of things. And it is...
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII. Yay. All right, so Final Fantasy VII. This dates back to 2005. 2005, yes, great year. 2005, I went to a little antique store, and my mom said that I could get any game, and I found Final Fantasy VII on the shelf, pretty new condition, $15. I was like, Mom, I want that game. So I got that game, and I played it, and I was just blown away. My little 13-year-old mind could just not wrap my head around how this game that, like, in a genre that I had only really been acquainted with like Pokemon and other, like, not so extremely deep experiences before, and then I just get this game, and there's, like, this huge, deep story about, like, a corrupt government nation that's trying to suck the life energy out of the planet, and, like, there's an eco-terrorist group that's trying to stop them, and then you end up in, like, a bigger plot where there's this madman that was a super soldier who's trying to destroy the planet because he's, like, crazy. And then you have the gameplay where you have your typical turn-based style that Final Fantasy is known for, but you have a unique magic system where everything is, like, materia, so you can do this and this and that, and you can make your characters wicked unique, or you can make them all the same if you want. It's your fucking game. You can play however you want. That's another thing I like about Final Fantasy VII is you can do so much. Either you can make everybody all the same, you can make everybody all different, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your characters. And I love that. And the story is just, fucking one of the best stories I've ever experienced in a game. Just period. I really, really hate how later games that were released, like Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus, shit all over it. But Final Fantasy VII, the original, so great. The music, Nobuo Uematsu, one of his best works. I think one of the only games that beats that would be Final Fantasy X, soundtrack-wise. Like, Nobuo Uematsu did a fantastic job on 7. And just, I remember I could play this game for hours. I think my first file I spent 200 hours on. I didn't even beat Emerald or Ruby Weapon yet. I still have to do that, and I will do that.
Wait. Whoa. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Sorry.
The super bosses of the game.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought you were talking about Pokemon.
No.
Like,
Emerald, no, Emerald and Ruby Weapon, which are... Because there's, like, this story part where there's, like, weapons that came up to try to save the planet by destroying everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Final Fantasy VII, I can't really say much else. You know, amazing story, amazing graphics, amazing battle system, amazing every fucking thing I can possibly say about Final Fantasy VII. I cry whenever Square Enix is like, yeah, we're not going to do a remake of that. And I'm just like, why? Why can't you give me more, like, something? Why?
Now you know how I feel.
Yes.
Gen 3!
Exactly. I feel your pain now, because it's like, I want this experience in high definition. Why you do this? But yeah, Final Fantasy VII, my favorite game of all time. Just fuck bullshit.
Fuck bullshit.
Fuck bullshit.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason why people call me Cloud. It's because this guy.
Sounds kind of unsanitary, but if you insist.
No, but the reason why I have the username Cloud everywhere is because Cloud Stripe. Final Fantasy VII is huge part of the reason I play RPGs. I owe it all to Final Fantasy VII. So, Justin, you're number one.
On that note, Advent Children,
Yeah. So, all right. The one game, the single and only game that pretty much gripped me with a story that was so amazing that not even Awakening could top it.
Lexine's Quest.
I was gonna say Katawa Shoujo.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. I ruined your joke. That was funny.
Yeah. Aw.
Thanks, Jack, for playing. I can write a story.
Alright, but really, it is Skies of Arcadia. That is my...
Wait, what? Oh, this is surprising.
You didn't see this coming?
I did.
Are you that much of a fool?
I thought he was going to say Shadow of the Colossus.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
I can see him say Skies of Arcadia over that. And about every other game.
Skies of Arcadia is not only my favorite game ever, but it's also my favorite RPG of the entire 30 Forevers. The characters are probably some of the most amazing that I've ever been graced to play as. The world is absolutely fantastic. It is probably the single greatest Dreamcast game of all time. And pretty much it ranks up, like, a lot of people who own Dreamcasts and absolutely love all of its games, they're either going to have Shenmue or they're going to have Skies of Arcadia. That's a given fact. And what's rare about this is there's, like, absolutely no kind of, like, real, like, conflict. Well, I mean, conflict, but not so much where it's a little bit angsty, which is a bit weird because this is around the time when RPGs started to get that kind of, like, angst thrown in. So, like, not only is it a fun game, but it never actually, makes you feel down about it. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because sometimes, a lot of times, you want to feel with the characters. But I also think it's refreshing that it doesn't necessarily have to be a dark, brooding story to be entertaining. So it definitely is a lighter tone. You play as a air pirate called Vice. He's probably one of the coolest characters ever made. And pretty much, like, it mixes RPG turn-based combat with airship combat. Because it's a pirate motif, so there are giant airships floating all over the place. You start off with, like, a dinky little typical pirate ship, and then you end up with, like, a fucking modern-looking, like, capital ship, battleship thing. And it's pretty amazing. See, I can't even get my thoughts straight how amazing this game is. But yeah, it's definitely a game of my childhood, and it's a game I will always treasure for as long as I live on this earth. And I really hope that one day, when Sega looks back and says, hey, look, it's that guy who's, like, formed a religion of this, either they'll give us an HD version, or they will give us a sequel, which I will gladly buy 30 times. And that, my friends, is my number one.
All right, and so for my number one, my honest to goodness number one is RuneScape.
Are you actually being serious?
What don't I love about RuneScape? Let me be clear. There's nothing I don't love about RuneScape. RuneScape is the definition of my middle school for 3 seconds.
The most amazing boss fight we ever had was the level 1 shade.
that I got killed by.
Guys, I have an idea. We should play RuneScape together sometime.
Oh,
Yes.
we did it with Cloud. That's what he got hit by.
Yes, we should play RuneScape together.
I've never played RuneScape before.
GamingStooges LP RuneScape.
You're so much higher than you then.
If you want to, like, okay, before I actually do my real one, if you want a reason why my name's KJHG53, because of that fucking game. Anyway.
Is that a real reason? Can I get a more real reason than that?
That I created my username because of RuneScape, because I was making a character on the RuneScape, and they wouldn't let me insert anything else I was trying, so I smashed my hand against the keyboard, and KJHG53 came up.
That's exactly what happened. Where I put Cloud 765, which is what I have for RuneScape. So he's not the only one.
Because of RuneScape.
RuneScape defines lives.
RuneScape.
Okay.
Love life.
Okay. Your real number one.
Oh, I thought we were done with the video. This is it, guys.
Okay. Real number one, Landon, please go.
Real number one, please go.
It's Paper Mario. Is it Paper
now,
Mario?
Now I gotta think of a different game. Hold up.
Oh, goddammit. it.
Oh, it doesn't sound as great
Paper
when
Mario
you say it, Jack. Oh, that's shit. Anyway.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I do that already. I did that before we started this, and I've been doing that while we're doing this, and after we're doing this. So thanks. Thanks for the invitation, but I don't need it. Where was I? Best game ever, in my opinion. The original Paper Mario, not this other shit that came afterwards, all of it. Anyway, why is it my favorite? I don't know, because I had, like, at the time, 3 games for my Nintendo 64, which is, like, my first home console that was mine, and the other 2 were Pokemon Stadium and Snap, and they were cool and all, but Paper Mario was, like, I don't know. I didn't even, like, start off with it. I already forget, like, the whole, how I got it. All I remember is I started watching my future stepbrother at the time. He was playing the game, and then, like, he was fighting the final boss. I remember the final boss, and remembered him beating the final boss, and then, like, he beat the game, and, like, but before, like, the end credits, he's like, get the fuck out of this room. You can't see this. You have to go play the game yourself. I was like, God fucking damn you. Challenge accepted. So I went and beat it years later, because, like, I'm a pussy-ass faggot. I don't know. Anyway, it's like, what's not to love? Nothing's not to love. That was the answer. We're supposed to, it's the call and response type thing. I say something and you just sit there and just say, shut up already. Anyway, I love the music. I love the battle system. I love the characters. I love the characters. I love the battle system. I love the music. I love the aesthetic. I love the console it comes with. I love the controller to play the game. I love
not
the
the
console game on.
Not the console not the game coming with the console. The console coming with the game.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
No.
Okay. Well, if there was a problem, we'd have a problem, and then I'd have a problem with you, and then we'd have problems.
My only problem is that you didn't troll harder and say that Paper Mario Sticker Star was your favorite game ever.
Oh, fuck Sticker Star.
That is, actually. That's what I was talking about this entire time. I forgot to mention
Shut the fuck up. Fuck Sticker Star.
Oh, it's Super Paper Mario Sticker Star is actually my favorite game.
Okay, I don't even mind Super. Super is fine, but fuck Sticker Star.
Super Paper Mario Sticker Star 1000-Year Door is my favorite game ever. Thanks. G-Night.
Okay, if you include 1000-Year Door, then
I said drawer, right? I thought, yeah, I said 1000-Year Drawer. Pretty sure.
I hate you.
It's actually, like, fun
I hate
story.
your opinion.
Side fun story. That's what I actually called it once, and so it's kind of stuck.
Paper Mario.
Anyway, Paper Mario's. Look forward to an LP sometime by me, not Jack Wall. See you later.
Yeah. Well, okay, but yeah, that's an outro, I guess. Goodbye. Happy 500th video. Yay. Fuck, I don't know.